All right, good morning, everyone. Hi, everyone. Dr. Vernita here. Go by Dr. V, expansion strategist, consultant, speaker, author, all those great things. But I've been here this long talking to you about helping ambitious, high-achieving women vibrate higher in their influence, brilliance, and excellence so they can expand their brilliance beyond their degrees, titles, and positions so they can have the dynamic, kick-a life that they know that they want and that they deserve. This is day 29 of Building Brilliance Awareness. We are wrapping up. I am so excited. It has been a great journey so far coming on here with all of you. Hello to everyone who will watch the replay and then all those great things. So let's get right into it. Today we're talking about a lot of times people look at us, or they may look at you as someone who's ambitious, high achieving, top performer, high producer, all of those great things. And they're like, oh my gosh, you are amazing. You're doing such wonderful things. You are successful, all of that. And then sometimes, let me know if this is you, you're like, well, you don't tell them that, but you have this feeling like, man, I didn't even go hard to do this. I didn't even play full out. I didn't even, put that much effort into doing something. And people are still amazed. And why are they still amazed? Because sometimes our 75% effort, or even our 50%, sometimes, depending on what it is, looks better than most people's 175%. People may look at you and say, wow, and you're like, there's no wow. And we can get like that at some point. Especially if we don't have someone around us who stretches us. And this isn't only about your professional career, or make sure this is up. This isn't only about your professional career, although that it happens like that in most cases. We can still do things with our eyes closed because those are our natural gifts and talents. And then if we're actually trained to do that, if we have special training, it shows up even more. And we're like, okay. So there are two things to do with that. Either you can stay in that place, or you can stretch yourself put yourself outside of your bubble, your comfort zone, and stretch yourself. Sometimes we don't do that because it's comfortable. It's okay that we know that we aren't growing as much. We may like the attention that we're getting, or sometimes we're just like, I've already put in so much effort. I fought to get where I am, and I don't know if I want to keep fighting. And that's if that's your truth, that's cool. But then there's a part of us that we don't go to that next level, or we think we are, but then there's something that comes in like self-sabotage. And I've been thinking about this. It's like, well, if you know that you have all the gifts and talents, and you know that you have these desires and these goals and these dreams, what is really stopping you? We already talked about fear and how you can change that to excitement. We already talked about asking for support instead of asking for help if you don't like to ask for help. We also talked about a few other things, but I don't think we've talked about self-sabotage, and that's a real thing. And the reason why I talk about building brilliance awareness and talking about your personal and professional life is because they do go together. They go together a lot, and we don't realize how we can exceed professionally, that 75% I talked about. And why isn't it 150% like the people see? Like, why isn't it matching? Like, why isn't it making sense? And that comes from, or it can, this may not be everyone, it can come from what is happening in your personal life. And the personal life, is made up of a lot of different areas, but on here I've only talked about a few, which is your health and wellness, your relationships, your finances, your spirituality, and health and wellness, spirituality, finances, relationships, and then the fifth is for your career and business. But I right now I'm talking about that as your professional side. So it's like there's something blocking you from going to that next level. And it's not always someone at the job, or it's not always someone in the business, and it's not always professional. We have to look at what is happening in our personal lives. It could be our health that is stopping us, because if we are holding on to unnecessary weight, if we're holding on to unnecessary weight, then that could cause us to not be as productive. It could cause us to slow down in our thinking. We may not be as creative, or we may not be as confident coming on if we have to do anything on camera or anything like that. So that could be something that stops us from going to the next level. It could be in your finances. If you haven't, you're really good at the job with the finances, or in your career, or if you had a grant that you received, you're good at that budget, but maybe you're not the best at the budget for your personal household. And if that's the case, maybe there's something that's keeping you from getting more training, or getting the next equipment, or hiring a coach or consultant, or anything that deals with money, right? So something that can be hindering you at the job for why you aren't showing up as yourself, your full self, is because there's something in the finance department that's not really going well. And then the same thing like in relationships as well. There could be something that maybe you've wanted something to happen, but then you're like, you don't know how it's going to show up, or how it's going to end up or turn out. And you find yourself like self-sabotaging that in some kind of way. And when you do that, when you find yourself self-sabotaging that way, that hinders your performance as well in your professional or your career, because that's always in the back of your mind. Like maybe you had an argument, maybe you had a fight, maybe you did something that wasn't cool, and that's still in the back of your mind. So when it's time for you to do the work or do what you need to do, you kind of like, you're not doing it because you think now if someone else from the outside saw you, they're like, oh, you're still productive, you still have your stuff going on, you're still doing what you're supposed to do, but you know that you're not showing up fully, because in the back of your mind you're still thinking about that certain situation. And I can keep going on about those, but self-sabotage is real. I don't think a lot of people talk about that. We always think that it's outside forces that are stopping us or blocking us, but a lot of times we do that, and we don't. It's subconscious and conscious at the same time, right? We think that we're doing something in a way to figure something out, but what we're really doing is messing things up, right? Creating situations that may not be there, and that shows up in a lot of different areas of our lives. So building brilliance awareness, being aware of that is helpful, so you will know. The thing about it is to track it and be even more aware, because you have to look at your purpose and your goals and your talents and what you are created to do. Things that are happening internally or things that are happening in your environment, you have to look at, is it really stopping me from going to my next level? And yes, you could be stopping you from going to your next level. You may not think that is. You're like, well, that has nothing to do with my job or my career path. Yes, it does, because you're not just there's not just two sides of you. You can't just shut something off some people can, but you can't just shut one part of you off and then ignore the other part. It's still there lingering, like, in the background. So be conscious of that. Especially as it pertains to any relationships or things like that. Try to keep some things to yourself. Let things play out if that's what you want. Or make a decision. And if you're going to be in certain relationships, or if you're going to fix your finances, or you're going to get your health and wellness, but you do your part and and control you consciously and subconsciously. And that's all about just self-awareness, really paying attention to your actions and what you do and why you do them, and be honest with yourself. Like, why do I do that? Did you not want to make this $1 million this month? This $1 million this year? Looking at your spending habits of what you do personally and professionally, because sometimes that's true. Sometimes you're scared of what would happen if things did work out. If you didn't want to, why haven't you released those 25 pounds? Well, look at what if you keep saying, well, I'm just a stress eater. Well, you are self-sabotaging, because how are you going to keep working out and doing all the things that you're doing? But then when you get stressed, and if you find yourself stressed a lot, you go to the food. And then in relationships, you say you want a relationship to really work out, but then you find something, or you go looking for something, and it causes a big fight, and you're like, well, I just wanted to know if, whatever the case may be, but subconscious is like, did you really want this to work? Do you believe it can work? And again, all of that goes into your professional side, because again, it weighs down. People don't think so, but it's like your personal glass ceiling that I talk about a lot. You're trying to go to this level. People see you at this level, but there's a glass ceiling where you're not reaching, and it's like all your personal stuff. So we're here to shatter that. I help women shatter that. I work on shattering my own personal glass ceiling. And every day, like, I get new revelations coming on about, you still need to work in this area, you need to work in that area, and then hope for the best. What I was going to say. But yeah, so it is possible to show up as your 150% for real. And it's doing the work to break those glass ceilings. So I want to know, like, once you break those or become aware of them, that's the first part. Being aware of them, you already will advance even more. Once you become aware of that, then what happens when the big you shows up? What happens when you actually show up at 100, 110, 150%? How will the world be different? And we don't even have to go all the way out to the world right now. We can just say, will your life be different? How will your inner circle be different? How will your community be different? How will your finances be different? How will your health and wellness be different? How will your relationships be different? Because as much as we say that I love to be in control in a lot of situations where I think I can control it. When I can't control it, that's when I'm like, oh, whoa. Flip out. However, when you realize that the only person you can control is you, and I know as high achievers, or ambitious women or people, we fight to keep this persona. We fight to do that, and it's not. We don't have to, because like, who are we protecting? Who are we defending? Who are we hiding? And once we show up as our full selves, we don't have to do those things, right? We don't have to defend, protect, or hide, or prove anything to anyone. So look at all the areas of your life, see where you can start breaking those glass ceilings above you, so you can actually show up show up your full self. Because if you are moving and shaking now, and you got like a lot of stuff going on, like the Verizon network back over here, if you got a lot of stuff going on here, but you're still propelling, or you're still moving because you're not like skyrocketing. Imagine when you like cut those strings or break it all up, and how far you can go in any area of your life. The same thing, it could go professional too. Your personal life is pretty good, but then you found yourself at a plateau, and that's because there's a lot of things happening at work or in your business that you need to deal with. Your friends and everything think you're doing great. You're a great partner. You're a great parent or guardian. You're a great friend. You're a great whatever to people in the community, in the family. But then at work, it's like, man, what is happening? Because you need to fix some things over there. And then once you fix work, because I know a lot of people who would be even better people outside of work if they either left the career or they changed something or they handled whatever they needed to handle over there on that side. So it goes both ways. So break any ceilings that are around you. Remember that you can only control you. And if you're not moving to a certain level, it could be a form of self-sabotage. And, you know, we gotta work on that, right? So that's what I have for you today. I am super excited that we are wrapping this up. Thank you so much for all of the support so far. We have one more day. What I want to talk to you about before I switch on to part 2 is if you are watching this in the month of this month, you can go to, there's still time to sign up for the masterclass that I'm involved in with over 40 speakers. You can sign up. The link is in my bio. And if you miss any of the days, there's an opportunity for you to catch the replays, which are powerful replays. I think you should do it. Or I suggest you do it. You know, it's up to you. Make your own decision. But that link is there. Also, to connect with me, I am doing a live on my Facebook page on tomorrow, the 31st at 9 p.m. And we're going to talk about a lot of these topics and more, take a little deeper dive than what I've done on here. And then if you're not able to make that, or if you're unable to make it, you can still connect with me at drvernitafreegift.com. That link is also in my bio, and it will also be in the description below. And then I'm going to briefly show you the health and wellness products, because again, we don't want to self-sabotage in that area either. Show you the health and wellness products that I take, and if you're a new customer or if you're a potential customer, you can get $10 off your first purchase just to try it, you know. And then there are more ways to save. You can always message me about the products if you have questions, or if you are looking for something specific and it's not just for weight management. There are so many different products, like I said, in skincare, oral care, and clean living environment, kitchen, clothes, things like that. And you can go to drvernita-white.com/wellness. Again, that link is in my bio, and then it'll also be down below. All right, so very quickly, I take this skin collagen in the morning. It's liquid collagen. I take that, and let me see, I can take it now. It's kind of early to take it, but I'll take it. So this is skin collagen. I take a tablespoon every day, and it helps with overall joints and your skin health. Any of the liquid collagen formulas we have will do that. This one is just formulated more for hair, skin, and nails. It has hyaluronic acid. And this is high quality, high grade collagen, the highest in the world. It has 7 U.S. patents surrounding it, and it has won like major awards in the health and wellness industry for its advanced technology. It is great. I have seen amazing results. I am almost finished with this bottle, but it increases hydration in the skin. Of course, we all need to drink our water, but this also it's almost like it brings the water out, or it tracks all the water back to your skin. It's not just for your face, but it's like overall, because your skin is your largest organ, of course. And then then collagen is the most dominant protein in our bodies. I didn't know that until I really started researching this product. So there are 4 different formulas. One we have, if you have any health concerns or anything like that, or allergies, we have that one. I started with Pure because I wasn't sure. We have the Skin, and we have Life, that's really formulated for your joints. And then we have a Sport one for people who are like extremely active, and it helps with, you know, your mental focus and recovery and all of that. The next thing I take is the fat burning pudding. This also has collagen in it, and it blocks fat. It really does, and it improves muscle tone. Even with me not going hard in the gym like I used to way back, I can still see like my some burning, like slow burning happening from the inside out, and I can feel my muscles, toning up. So it's not gonna, if you're not working out, it's not gonna get you shredded. Okay, so let's be clear. Of course, you still need to have a good eat well, and do some sort of movement. But even if some days where you're like, man, it's just not happening, or even some weeks, I've seen this like not balloon me up, right? It's keeping me right where I need to be. And then when I have started working, well, I've been walking more, to clear my mind too. It has, it's doing its thing. So I will be kicking it up for real next month. And then I want to try one more flavor, because it comes in different flavors. Mango, I had that one, it was good. This is lemon. It's a little zesty, a little tart, but it's like lemon meringue. I like it. There's coconut lime, which I will be getting in April or next month. And then there's chocolate. I personally cannot take chocolate, but people love that one. Although I did have one person say it tastes a little chalky. But that's because she ordered these little single packs. Instead of going full in with the bottle, she ordered these little packets. I honestly haven't seen anyone else order that. She wanted to do that, but I like when customers do different things and they report back to me so I can come back to you and tell you. But people who order the big one of the chocolate, they say it tastes just like chocolate pudding. I will never know. Okay? And this one also has collagen in it, so I'm getting collagen everywhere. You can get a bundle with the flat burning pudding and the trim. Most people do that. That is the most popular. And some people get the bundle and then add skin, and that's also popular. So it's like the duo, the trio, and then the core four. And the fourth thing, or the third thing I take, but if you do the 2 collagens, is the probiotic. If you've ever, I don't know if you've ever taken a probiotic, but it really helps with gut health. The gut is the brain of the body, so make sure if all of that is cleared out and you're good to go. And then your supplements, whatever supplements you take, will help your body absorb what it needs to absorb. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Remember to show up as your full self. Don't get comfortable with people sending you praises and accolades, and you know that you're not showing up as your 150%. You're not giving it your all. And sometimes it's because you're just lazy, you don't want to. But a lot of times, we have to deal with some things that are going on in our lives in other areas. So break those personal glass ceilings so you can be your most powerful self, right? And then the supplements, I already told you how you can get them. Like, contact me, message me. You can also sign up for my VIP list. It's down in the description below. Link is also in the bio. All right, so that's all I have for you. I'm Dr. V. Thank you so much for listening and learning with me. I will see you next time. So go be brilliant, go be well, and go be bold. But the best thing is go be brilliant. All right, bye.